back. I am so sorry. You know, I don't really want to give you a fake apology. I was gonna say that I'm sorry for not being on YouTube very much, but you know, I don't do this for a living, so this is what you get. I have been less inspired recently to film YouTube videos because my computer took a poop a couple months ago and hopefully it's fixed now. We'll see once I put this footage into the computer hole. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you if you are new here. Thank you for subscribing to me. I really appreciate it very much. I do see my numbers climbing even though I'm not really doing a whole lot. Anyway, let's get to the review. This is gonna be on the Tarte Shape Tape Matte Foundation. There are two formulas. There is the matte one, which I have, and then there is a hydrating one. Let me tell you right off the bat, I used to be oily, and so I naturally just gravitate toward matte foundations, but I'm not quite so oily anymore. I get a little bit oily by the end of the day, but now, like, I don't know what happened, but this year my skin is so different and it's like dry as a desert. So I get a little oily right here and then right here on my forehead, but that is it. It's really weird. And so I've had to adjust a lot of my makeup routine. I've had to transition into more hydrating products. And so it's been quite an experience for me. So anyway, I did buy the matte foundation because I do still prefer to have a matte finish, even though I'm dry. And so I just take other steps to kind of like, you know, hydrate before I put this on. So right off the bat, I love it. I really do like it. It's become a part of my normal everyday foundation routine. I have like 4 different foundations that are on constant rotation right now, and one of them is this. And on the days that I want to do like full beat, like today, I will reach for a full coverage foundation like this one. And let me just show you. It comes with a doe foot applicator, which is even larger than the one that comes with a concealer. It has the same amount of full coverage pigmentation that the concealer has, which is awesome. And I'm gonna show you a clip of me applying it so you can see what it looks like going on, how it blends, and what I normally do, since I am on the drier side right now, is I use a hydrating primer and then I use a beauty blender to stipple it in. According to Tarte, the preferred method of application for this is with the like flat paddle foundation brush. I don't like those. They like, oh, I kind of cringe just thinking about using one of those. So I don't do that. I prefer either a flat top kabuki or a beauty blender for my foundation. So I've been using the beauty blender, and as long as I do that, I find that the finish is really nice. If I use a brush and I don't use like a hydrating primer or like a really hydrating moisturizer that day, then I find that this matte formula will actually settle on my drier patches and look very patchy. Like by the end of the day, it's like it's stuck on the dry patches, and in the oily areas, it's lifted a little bit, so it just doesn't look even. And so as long as I take precautions for that I don't have the issue with the patchiness, in the areas where I am oily, like on my T-zone next to my nose and stuff, like right here is where I get the oiliest normally. I find that I haven't tried to blot with a powder. I've just used my fingers to like clean hands to just press the foundation back in, and it looks just as good as new. And so another good thing that I like about this foundation, it is waterproof. And so like after work, a lot of times I will literally walk from my desk at work into the room at work where they have yoga classes. And so I will go into like 15-minute time span, go from working to yoga. I don't have time to take off my makeup. Why would I anyway? So one thing I have noticed is this stays on when I'm sweating. So like when I'm working out really hard and I've got sweat pouring down my forehead, the foundation doesn't budge. So that is wonderful, especially for summertime. If you're gonna be sweaty like I am this summer, then this may be a very good foundation for you. So it is waterproof. It's also vegan. It has vitamin E in it, which is really nourishing for your skin. And even though it is a matte foundation, the vitamin E does help to hydrate your skin. Another thing about this foundation I like is the foundation shades match the concealer shades. And so if you have the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, like for example, I use the shade Light Neutral in the concealer. And so I also have the shade Light Neutral in the foundation, and they are the exact same color. And so if you want to have a concealer that's the same shade as your foundation, if you're ordering this online because you don't have an Ulta near you, then you know that the concealer shades are the same as the foundation shades, which isn't the same for a lot of different brands. And so I don't know why more brands don't do that. So do I love? Yes, double thumbs up. It's a great foundation. I love Tarte in general. I don't think I've ever tried a Tarte product that I don't like except the sunscreen, and it was just because I was allergic to it, so I was like, ugh. But yes, I would definitely buy this again. I am gonna try the hydrating one next time, just that way I don't have to take so many precautions prior to putting on the foundation just to make sure it stays looking okay. So let's move on to me applying the foundation. All right, so here I am, just moisturized, no primer. What I do is use the doe foot applicator to apply it all over my face. This is probably too much, but whatever. Then I will take my Urban Decay Rebound Collagen Infused Priming Spray and spray it all over my face, and then grab this Morphe Beauty Blender and start to blend it in. I use the flat side of the Beauty Blender, and there's a little bit of sponge in my hair. I've only used a sponge 3 times and it's already falling apart, but that's neither here nor there. You can see this shade matches me pretty well. I'm pretty neutral when I don't have a tan, so just this flat neutral shade is perfect for me. And then I'll take the matching concealer, same shade, and pop that in my inner eyes. Personally, I don't think that you can replace the concealer with this foundation. The concealer does still have a better consistency for under the eye area because it's not as drying as this matte foundation. So I would not recommend replacing the concealer with a foundation. Then what I like to do is take my Lancome Absolute powder, and this is in the shade Absolute Peche. And it's somewhat of a shimmery setting powder, but it has an absolutely beautiful radiant sheen. And so that way I can have a bit of radiance with my foundation still staying matte. And so you don't need to set this foundation. It sets itself, which is awesome, but I just like the finish of this powder, and it's very luxurious and smells really pretty. And then what I like to do as far as my bronzer, because this is such a drying foundation, I like to use a liquid or cream bronzer. I've been using this NARS one for the last couple years, and I love it. This is definitely going to be a repurchase for me when I run out. And I'll just pop a little bit of that on my cheeks and my forehead. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys found this informative and helpful. I always love doing foundation reviews because it gives me an excuse to buy a new foundation. But hopefully you guys found this helpful. Hopefully it helps you kind of decide whether or not you would get the matte or the hydrating formula. Thank you so much for sticking around, you guys. Even though I am not posting that many videos right now, you can always follow me on Snapchat. Well, Snapchat's kind of dead to me after that update. Follow me on Instagram at beautyfixation1. I post on my Insta stories pretty much every day. You can follow my daily life, like my diet and my wedding updates and stuff like that. My wedding is on September 22nd this year. And so I am 6.5 months away and I'm losing my mind. Anyway, you can always follow me there in between videos. That way you know what's going on with me and if I'm trying any other new products. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.